What is going on, lunatics? You might be wondering why the price is going down after I said we're about to explode. Well, it's very simple. Bitcoin is about to make its next big move. And before it can make that next big move, people are going to have to reallocate capital so that it goes and flows into Bitcoin. But that's happening as we speak. Ethereum down 3 or 4% today, Solana down 3 or 4% today, everything down 3 or 4% today. Bitcoin only down 1%. Why is that? Well, because the money is cycling its way back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin needs to run in order for the major alts to have their money and then for that money to come down into smaller caps. Now, we're still a large cap at around 350 million, but not that billion-dollar sort of level that I think we should be in, but currently are not. So it's only a matter of moments before we get that big run for Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden the eyes will turn to altcoins, and then we'll get kind of a surge here. So if you're wondering why, that's the reason why. If you don't believe that's the reason why, it's okay. You've been wrong before. I haven't, ever. So anyway, make sure you hit the like button, and let's kick the tires, figure out what's going on. So one of the biggest burn days happened yesterday. Luna Classic burned 174,000 from Trobits. If you have not already, go to trobits.com and start helping out. The ads right there are the thing that pays it. There's no cost to you, nothing you have to do other than come over here, engage with this content, and boom, you're done. All you need to do is the daily brief. Just kind of come in, check everything out. If you do that, you're going to help tremendously with the burn protocol. Imagine, if you will, double, tripling, quadrupling, just get this thing to go crazy. Imagine how much burn we could have if you guys. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you sign up at terracasino.io today. There's a link in the description down below. And the important part to this is, once you sign up, I need your name. Put it down in the comments down below. By the end of this week, I'm going to be giving away 3 $100 coupons for Terra Casino, so that you have an opportunity to go over there, play, try it out, and enjoy your rewards. So make sure you check it out, terracasino.io today. All right, so from a standpoint here, UNA protocol, upcoming spaces, Ask Us Anything. This is UNA. And before we dive into details about the UNA protocol, I wanted to invite you to join our upcoming spaces. It's on a mission to resurrect and recapitalize massive disenfranchised community. If you held or hold UST or Luna during the infamous DPEG, don't worry. If you hold FTP, we got you as well. It's not about Terra. To be fair, I don't know what this is. Okay, I don't know what this is. You have an opportunity to claim your share 50% of the UNA supply. I'm not sure what that is. I have no idea. Why should you care? You've been affected by the DPEG and you deserve a piece of the future. UNA is about to bring communities back from the dead, and you're one of the people who that there's nothing here that it says it does. UNA's tokenomics are designed for sustainability. Early claim results in massive token burns. We have advanced marketing strategies and program. I don't know anything about this. Okay, so again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong or right with it, but I don't know anything about it. Also, what's the utility of a UNA? Recapitalization asset for UST, Luna, and other projects. That's not a use case. Okay, so that concerns me. Earn GUNA, a governance token that powers launch pads for new projects like BitConnect, OneCoin, and Squid Game variants. It sounds like what I'm already doing with TerraPump.fun. UNA's treasury will help resurrect collapsed communities and bring them back into the Web3 ecosystem. I don't know how I don't know. UNA will also play a role as collateral for the future stablecoin MUNA. Really, what this seems like to me is they're just trying to lure investors away. Okay, and by the way, I could be wrong, but me looking at this, and by the way, here's the people: Enigma Fun, Austin Sieberlich, Laron Armstrong, and Jose Brazita. I don't know. I don't know what these guys have to do with Luna or USTC. So I don't think they're trying to help. I think they're trying to peel off investors, and they're using a name which would be familiar, UNA, to make you feel good about Luna. So I'm not sure exactly what this is. When I get more information, I will let you. Also, there's a Tiamat Digital deprecates the current 0.5% on-chain tax applied introduced a dynamic burn fee module inspired by EIP-1559. Each block calculates a base fee that rises blocks are 50%. So what it's basically doing is 70% of the base fee is burned, 30% is routed to the Oracle awards until that pool exceeds 75 billion Lunc, after which the split auto reverts to 85% and 15. And it's a dynamic burn. I would like to see this implemented, by the way. I don't know that that's really, it's based on the fees. So, you know, it seems like in practice this could burn more, but again, you know, the question is, do you want to pay for something? So, you know, guys, read up on this, decide for yourself if this is something for you. It hasn't come up for a vote yet, so we're gonna look at it. We're gonna kind of read through it, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with that when it gets to that point. Meme coins big time down. Garuda X down 4%, Juris down 2.7%, Cookie down 12%, Terra up 4% on the day. So a mixed bag, but really kind of down. Again, comes down to meme coins and altcoins are getting their liquidity sucked dry because Bitcoin is ready for that next big move. Seeing it's really just a wave before a surge. As far as the things that we voted on so far, obviously the additional Binance wallets are going to pass. That ends in a day and 4 hours. Request to inject liquidity for Terraport DEX as outlined by Prop 12-171 looks like it's ready for passing. It's already been, you know, we've seen a lot of yes so far. Jesus is Lord, Terra Vita. The no's so far, no no's. One no with veto, and that's Interstellar Lounge. And then you have abstain, which of course Terraport, since they're the one, they're going to have to abstain. So we'll see how this runs, how this works. It really seems like a good idea because it's an off-ramp to make it easier for you as an investor to get out of the ecosystem if you want to. And that currently is, you know, you have to go through centralized exchanges. This will help you in navigating otherwise. So the validation of the European repeg is probably not going to pass. There's not a lot there. I don't think that people really have a thirst right now for EUTC. I think it's, you know, if you don't peg to the US dollar, what's the purpose? I think in most people's minds, I don't think that improves us in any way. So I don't think that it will pass. Not that it's not a good proposal or a good idea. I just, again, there's a narrative behind this that I don't think it's good. So for price action, again, fundamentally speaking, if you look at the total market cap, we're kind of surging right now. Needed a little bit of correction. We've had a nice little move, a nice little surge. Let me go back to global monetary supply. The global monetary supply continues to trickle upwards, and if you just kind of wear this out, like we're, in my opinion, we're right here in that correction phase, and we've got another big surge getting ready to happen. Now, would like to see that happen with reduction, with some quantitative easing. We'd like to see that with some real positive indicators. I don't know what we're going to get. U.S. government, the Fed is going to, they're going to be talking, so it's going to be very volatile for the next couple days. We might see something big happen. Now, we don't, it's already priced in, no increase. 95.5% is that there will be no rate cuts. So what we're seeing right now, and this is important, we're still looking at, we've got this kind of resistance that we've broken out of and broken up. So, you know, again, I would suspect that we're going to see a big upward movement. Now, will we see a potential rip down here to the bottom before that bounce? I mean, that's possible, but I think, you know, when you look at this, there's this and this and this right here, it kind of looks like we've already had that triple bottomish sort of design or pattern. But if we cut that out and we just say, well, that's kind of like this right here, then, you know, we might see that ultimately it's going to lead to a big upward move. Doesn't mean that there isn't going to be some downward momentum. I don't think that there will, but you know, it's always possible. This market likes to shake out. Look, there's a lot of not going to make it ass bitches that are sitting in here holding a bag of Lunc and just thinking to themselves like, oh, it's going to be awesome, it's going to be awesome, it's going to be awesome, and then, oh my god, the price went down, I'm going to sell. You know what I mean? Like, just, you know, babies that are not going to make it. There's plenty of those. So we may just see, you know, push down on price. As far as USTC goes, same thing. Like, you know, we appear to be in that little zone right now for, you know, where we could see that big rally. I still think that big rally is coming. just takes a few days. I mean, the money still has to allocate itself down. If you look at what's happening at this moment from that last move, there's Bitcoin dominance. It's still kind of running kind of hard. It's at 65% right now. Money supply continuing to go up. Bitcoin, again, bounced off of that 75 level and just starting to rip. We've got that consolidation in range right now. We're back in our box. So I think a breakout is really imminent. I got my sell order set at 106,000. So, and a new buy order set at 90 if you follow me. So I do think that, you know, we're on the cusp of another big upward move, but we gotta let Bitcoin do its thing first. That's the unfortunate part about this market. Now, there are some things that will run. You'll get, you know, there'll be some kind of short-lived pump off of some kind of news or something like that. But this is a Bitcoin market until it's not, and still volume is up slightly, but of course we're getting that downward pressure. USTC volume down 38%, not a great sign, but you know, I don't think there's been a narrative for USTC. Really, it's just been kind of a tax. But let's move on to Leonardo, because this came out. When a business professional makes a mistake, they own it. There is no USTM, and Leonardo back on May 6th just put out, if a USTC repeg via EUT or any other repeg success, then what is the grade as USTM follows? But that's not USTM, it's USTR. Okay, UST1 would be a tight peg, USTR is a vampiric peg, USTR is a vampire repeg. If anyone else can repeg USTC, they will also repeg USTR, but when USTR reaches $1, don't expect you to do the same unless someone can repeg. So what he's basically saying right here, so what plan to bring USTC back to $1? Good question from my side. If you look at the first white papers, you'll see that the intent was for it to be repegged for all holders. I spent 2 months working with Ceramic to help ensure the plan benefited, but despite it, it didn't get enough support from validators or L1 developers. Ceramic's plan is for those who convert their USTC to USTR, a road we didn't want to take but had no choice. The conversation starts the conversion starts in Q3. So basically what they're saying is, again, this peels off investors from one of the projects that we're in into something else, and I don't support that unless there's a clear path forward. And it's the fact that they're building on BNB and stuff like that means that ultimately I don't see how Ceramic or Leonardo are going to be able to contribute into this ecosystem. First of all, not because they're not, but again, we've got gatekeepers here that don't really want to rock the boat. And look, I'm going to say this one more time. I know some of you might not understand because you never know, but every month as a validator, you get rewarded. If you're a large validator, you get rewarded enough that you can hire a team to program for you, and you can move out of your own country into a different country. So you're making money from, and by the way, those that do, if they want to pay expenses, they're selling on the chart. So you say what you want about it, but I mean, stop me when I'm telling lies. So I don't know how this, I don't know what's going to go on with Leonardo and Ceramic in this regard, but I just don't see that they're certainly not looking to save USTC at this point. They're looking to turn it into USTR. And again, to me, that just peels off investors. I'm not sure, and by the way, I don't mean that they're evil or doing something wrong necessarily. But again, that's what's happening, so we have to address it as it's happening. So as far as burns go, 646 million over the last 7 days. Again, not a lot being burned right now. A lot of those big burns either come from it being the first of the month where you get that significant amount of burn, or again, and the beginning of the same thing over here, or you get people moving a significant amount of supply, which is not optimal. Just kind of moving stuff around shouldn't be a reason that you get penalized like that. And USTC also not burning very much right now, so you're just kind of in a holding pattern where the markets are not really moving the way that we would hope or like. You look at the 24-hour volume, 165. This 65 billion, not 100, but 65 billion. That basically at this point just kind of means, no offense to anybody, but that means that the market is kind of dying. We need to see about 150 billion in volume every day. That's when the excitement reigns. Right now, it's easy for downward momentum. It's easy for bears to kind of push down on the price to try to hit some liquidity points and pull money back into the market for another move. So that's really what's going on at this point. We're back in that standstill sideways move before the next big result. And I don't know when that. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I would suspect that if we got a surprise rate cut, the markets would absolutely boom. Again, Bitcoin would be the one that predominantly gets that win because Bitcoin before everything else. And I don't know that that leads to Luna Classic pumping or anything else for that matter. It could be a Bitcoin rally that leads to the rest of the rallies. There's a couple things. Number one, there's Bitcoin pumping, and then there's number two, tomorrow Petra goes live on Ethereum, which is going to lower costs. It's going to increase throughput. It's going to help the validators make it faster, and you'll be able to pay with things other than Ethereum on swaps. So this is a significant upgrade and a really shift in the way that Ethereum does business fundamentally, and this is probably going to be the biggest thing that we've seen in a very long time. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and until the next time, again, it's not financial advice.